Hey, good morning, everybody. John here with FNP Morning Show. I have no idea what I was going to say. I was just thinking about all those little sound effects that that radio hosts always have, and the wow, 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 the air horns and all that other stuff. I was thinking about those very annoying radio hosts that were on a couple episodes of. Hey, good morning, Dom's Cloud. They were on a couple episodes of. Oh gosh, what was that? Family Guy, and the two radio hosts were at like a festival or something, and they were wanting to move on to the next segment, but then they would be like 98.1, the Hot Fox or whatever, and then they would just over and over and over again with all the sound effects and 98.1, and it was really, really funny. But I was thinking about that, man. I need like a hot button thing over here. All right, so. Big stretch there. We're going to talk about stuff today, I swear. Let's get into some stuff. Let's start talking about more Marvel Mutants. So I don't know if I've covered Magneto yet on the show. If not, I am sorry. We've already covered Storm, who is the leader of the X-Men team Gold. So she has a leadership ability, and she comes in a box with Cyclops. And obviously, the leader of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Brotherhood of Mutants, not Evil Mutants anymore. Brotherhood of Mutants leader is Magneto, and that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, by the way. It's not Magneto, it's Magneto. But coming in out of this set of models, we've got Mystique and Beast in the same one, and Mystique is also a team leader with the affiliation for Brotherhood of Mutants. And for a while there, after she left the Brotherhood of Mutants, she went on to have a government-sanctioned group called Freedom Force, which was I'm trying to remember everybody. It was her, Destiny, the Blob. I want to say Sabretooth, but I don't think so. Avalanche, Pyro, and I think there was one other in there. It was like 5 or 6, maybe 7 people in it. And yeah, they were like the government-sanctioned mutant hunting force. So that's why her team affiliation ability is called Freedom Force. Little history lesson there. So let's go over her real quick here, because we got a lot to cover today. So we already kind of covered some of her abilities the other day, but now we've got the card thanks to everybody over on the chat group. I'm not sure who it was that posted this. It could have been Jared. It could have been Nom's Cloud. I don't know who, because I didn't take time. So whoever posted this, thank you. Yes, I know I could have gone to the Facebook page and got it, but you guys helped me out inadvertently. So, starting top row, she's got 5 health to start with. Her dazed side, her injured side, same, nothing changes. So, nice, healthy 10 wounds altogether. She got long movement. That's really good. Size 2, cool. She's cost 3 threat or 3 points. Nice. She's got pretty much the average 3s across the board for her defenses, for physical, energy, and mystic. Nothing unexpected there. And let's see here. Her 2 basic attacks is pistol. This is okay. Range 3, 4 dice worth of damage, and doesn't cost anything. After she's done doing the attack, regardless if she's damaged, unlike other people, they've got a damage to get energy. As soon as she's done with the attack, she gets a point of energy. That's really cool. Now, she also has an ability. It looks like if you roll the wild dice, it's called Rapid Fire. After this attack is resolved, she may make another additional pistol attack. This attack must target the original target character. This does not spawn any more rapid fire. So it's basically you're just picking one guy or gal or monster or whatever and just unloading the full magazine or clip onto them. Her next ability, or really her only second attack, or only other attack, is espionage. We talked about this a little bit. Now we've got full details. Range 2, a very lovely 6 dice worth of damage, but it costs 3 power. And right now she does not look like she's going to be a power generating monkey, unless I believe Magneto is able to help generate power for her team, or his team. I'm not sure. Anyways, so before damage is dealt, the target character gains the stun. So no matter what, as soon as you target somebody, they're automatically stunned, and then you roll for all the damage and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. So already, I mean, she's not super great for the attack, but it looks like everything else is going to be down in her abilities. So Freedom Force is her team leadership ability. So either Magneto or her can be the leader for the Brotherhood of Mutants, which is pretty cool. Once per turn, after an allied character interacts with an extract objective token, after everything is done, the allied character gains power. That's pretty cool. That's a good way to generate some free power. Additionally, allied characters may use the following interactability. You basically place a token on this objective token that you're at. While this token is in play, you are securing the objective. Remove the token if an enemy character contests this objective. So basically, there's missions in here where you have to stay there if you want to score that objective. This allows you to ignore that. As long as there's no enemy character coming up, you could run to the farthest one that nobody's paying attention to, secure it, trot back over, and get back into the fight, and you're still holding that objective. If that is my understanding, I'm sure Nam or somebody else is going to yell at me if I'm wrong. Right now, that's a really cool team affiliation ability. That also, that's a really good, especially when you have objectives closer to your side. Sometimes you'll have objectives equidistant from the deployment zones. This is really good because as you're moving your force forward, you stop, grab those objectives, move forward, and now you just got to keep the enemy midfield or back towards their side. You're already holding those objectives even though you're not on them. And that actually frees up your guys' ability to engage the enemy and those other objectives. So it's kind of a nice way to bounce around and start taking objectives, because they're going to have to leave people. They're going to have to send out solo players basically, or little teams. It's really going to hamper their ability to effectively capture objectives, where you could just go up, grab it, and then walk away. And that's an amazing. I think that's going to be a very amazing ability. There's some good tactics I'm thinking about there. Moving on, her superpower is called Expert Sabotage. This is an action. It does cost 1 of her 2 actions per turn. You can choose an interactive terrain feature of size 3 or less, so building, car, whatever, or less within range 4, which is considerable. Enemy characters within range 1 of the terrain feature suffer 2 damage. They just suffer 2 damage. The terrain feature is destroyed and removed from the battlefield, and it's going to be used once per turn. That's really cool for the people that are using it for cover, or they're on top of buildings, that sort of thing. That's a really cool ability. And plus, that eliminates terrain. So those people that are able to pick up terrain like the Hulk and Beast and throw it around, you're actually doing yourself a favor by detonating them. Excuse me. All right, so she has 3 innate abilities. This is, I think, where she's going to shine a lot more. Besides that, I think her leadership ability is absolutely amazing. All right, so her first one is Martial Artist. When this character is defending against looks like energy attack or physical attack that are within range 2, this character adds blanks to their defense roll. So that's really good. That now increases. I mean, really the only way that you fail is if you get the critical failure, this little skull symbol, or the attack. So 2 out of 2 was it? I think that's it. I think so. Should be 2 out of 8, if I'm right. That should only be 2 out of 8 on sides on the dice, because there's one of those. There's a couple blanks. Yeah, so you only fail 2 out of 8 times. I'm not sure what the percentage math is on that. I'll let you guys. About 25, less than 25%, maybe 25%. I don't know. Still, that's a high percentage. All right, so the other innate ability is Shapeshifter. During this character's activation, so when they are on the move, enemy characters cannot use their superpowers or reactive team tactic cards against her. Really cool. That's really good, especially, hey, good morning, Grapple Strange. That's really good when you're trying to, I don't know, move forward, secure an objective, and then bounce over somewhere else. Just saying. All right. Her last innate ability is Stealth. Enemy characters must be within range 3 of this character to target her with attacks. That's kind of like, oh goodness, what's her name? Black Widow. I think hers is range 2. It might be range 3 as well. That's really good because she's a little squishy and she's got a lot of cool, sneaky, well, what you would expect from Mystique. She's got a lot of cool, sneaky abilities. She's not a frontline fighter. She's really a support character. So just keep that in mind when you're playing her. Don't send her out to fight Captain Marvel toe-to-toe. All right, moving on. We did not have the other day Cyclops, but we talked about him. Now, Cyclops is coming in the same box as Storm. So you're going to get both leaders in that box. So I still hate him. He's still annoying to me. I'm already annoyed just looking at his character because I can hear his whiny, oh, Jean Grey, I love you so much. Oh God, I hate her. So Scott Summers, Cyclops, going real quick through here. So we talked about most of his abilities. 6 health on both sides, medium movement, size 2, 4 threat. That's reasonable considering everything he can do. He's got 4 physical defense. He is a fighter. And 3 and 3 on mystic and energy defense. All right, so his optic blast is pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. Range 4, which is considerable. Max of you can go up to range 5. Oh, I hate him, not her. Sorry, when I said I hate her, I meant hate him. Anyway, so 5 dice, range 4, doesn't cost him anything. Every point of physical damage that he actually causes, he gets a point of energy. And he also, on a wild dice, gets to push people around with his optic blast. We see it in the comics, we see it in the cartoons and the video games. If the character that you're targeting is size 2 or less, before you do any damage, you get to push them away short range, which is another one of those great things where you can kick people off objectives. Or push them closer to Wolverine so Wolverine can walk up and go. That's what Wolverine does. That's how you attack with Wolverine. It's like a meh. Optic Devastation is his other ranged attack ability. It's a beam 5, so that's long. So everything along that beam path is going to get a separate attack. That's 7 dice, which is considerable. He's got 4. It costs 4 power, so that's a little costly. But considering Optic Blast, you're probably going to be able to pull that off starting around turn 2. My guess. It also has the ability of Concussive Force. So if you roll wild dice, after each attack is resolved, regardless if you do any damage, your opponent or the target or targets lose 1 power. That's clutch. That's really clutch. Hate him still, but he's got some cool abilities. All right, so as I said, Storm is the leader of X-Men Team Gold. Now this is from the Jim Lee era when he came in and took over X-Men. Cyclops is the leader of X-Men Blue. So once per turn, when an allied character declares an attack action, but before it chooses an attack to use, any number of allied characters that are within range 3, they can spend their own power, which this could be really good, especially if it's like the last character that you've got to, what's the word I'm looking for? You've got to activate. They can all spend 1 power, and for each 1 power spent this way, you reduce the power cost of the attacking character's attacks by 1 to a minimum of 1. So you got, let's say you've got 3 people nearby. You have them boost up the power, drop some power off onto Cyclops, and now he just has to pay 1 power for Optic Devastation. That's nice. That could really be a nice clutch moment, mid to late game. All right, so his first superpower is Field Leader. You can choose another allied character within range 4. They can advance short range. Pretty cool. But at a cost of 3, you're probably not going to use that all that often, but it's still a very cool ability to give somebody like Wolverine that extra little bit of movement. And if you happen to optic blast somebody and push them a little bit closer, there's some nice tactics there. As Doctor Strange, as Grandpa Strange says, his powers are cool, his character is trash. Yes. Hidden Run. This is his next superpower. It's an action, costs 2 power, and the character may immediately make an attack action followed by a move action. That's actually pretty good. You can move and optic blast, or move and is it just an attack action? So move and optic devastation. That's not too bad for one action. I'd probably pay that 2 power just to pull that off, especially when you toss in stuff like X-Men Blue, the team power. You can, for basically 3 power, potentially 3 power, you can move, optic devastation, and then turn around and optic blast. I mean, that's 3 actions in one. That's not too bad. All right, so I think this is his last thing. I don't think he's got anything else. Yeah. Quick Draws is reactive power, cost 2. When he is targeted by an attack, and the attacker is outside of range 2. So looking at you, Magneto, looking at you, Punisher, you can use this reactive power. Instead of rolling dice equal to your defense, you just pick up 5 dice, which is really good. And if this character, so Cyclops, suffers no damage from the attack, that means you defended against everything. After the attack is resolved, whoever just attacked you, they're going to take 2 damage. That's not too shabby, guys. That's not too shabby. I still hate him, but his leadership abilities are kind of sweet. I'm not going to lie. Those leadership abilities are pretty gosh darn sweet. All right, so I want to talk about some Skywalker stuff. We got some leaks and sneaks and early radar sweeps. I'm not sure where I was going with that. Nam can probably go gaga over this, since he, I think, is our only current Star Wars Legion player that's watching at the moment. I'm going to try to blow these up a little bit here. I don't know what all these abilities mean for this exclusive, limited, special edition Luke Skywalker card or miniature that's going to be available in the month of November. Limited quantities, mind you. Every store is only going to have access to 3. So keep that in mind. And that's only if they order from Asmodee. So, Nam, guys, I'm just going to leave this here for a second. I don't know enough about the game to say dude's abilities are amazing. But hopefully, those of you that are watching or are watching later on YouTube, you're like, oh my god, those are awesome. I need Luke Skywalker, hero of the rebellion. Not that you sound like that. But, if you do, no worries. Okay, so it looks like it's just the same as Operative Luke, just different model. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, in that case, let's talk about that alternate model. You're going to be able to build him a variety of ways, and it's going to be your choice how you do that. Yeah, Nam says he needs one. So, you've got him in 3 different uniforms, but it's still all the same base. So when he's on Hoth, after he gets shot down in his snow speeder. So helmet with visor down. He's got a pistol. Now I'm pretty sure, looking at the way the model's set up, you're not going to be restricted to, you can do all these head swaps. So you got 3 different head swaps and 2 different right hands. So either with his lightsaber or with his blaster pistol. So, or I think it's a heavy blaster pistol. I could be wrong, or it might just be a blaster pistol. I want to say it's a heavy, but I don't think that matters for the game. Gosh darn it, guys. I'm sorry. Game purposes. Oh, drank my coffee way too fast. Now I got the hiccups. So that's actually not too bad. He looks pretty cool. It's probably one of the better looking detailed figures that I've seen them crank out, and probably one of the better painted ones I've seen them do. This is, I would say, out of all the models, maybe the Mandalorians, this is probably one of their better sculpts that I'm actually impressed with. Not that anybody really cares about that, but I'm actually impressed with the sculpt on this one. It looks like they really took their time with it, and they took their time with that paint job. I would love to get my hands on this model just to paint him. I think that would be really cool. All right, so let's move on to some game. Let me walk back down to some Games Workshop. Let's get caught up on that. And then I've got some sneak peeks for the Death Watch. Now I think some of you have seen some of this stuff. It's been floating around. I don't know who the owner is because I've gotten images in my Dropbox, and I know they're not the sender's photographs. I've seen them in 2 different chat groups on Facebook and the Messenger, Facebook Messenger chat groups, and I've seen them on Spiky Bits. I'm going to get what images I have up onto the FNP Wargamers Facebook page, so you guys are free to jump on there, and probably about 20 minutes after the show's over, if you want to go through and not have to worry about a clickbait site that slows down your internet. No offense, I understand clickbait sites have, they got to run tons of ads, but if you don't want to deal with that and you just want to go on Facebook, I'll have those up in probably about 20 minutes after the show's over. So, but we're going to look at them. So, looking at some things that are going on, you guys have seen most of these articles. I didn't get a chance to talk about it too much. I posted about it on our page, but coming up, really probably after the start of the year, it looks like Age of Sigmar is going to be going into their own version of the Psychic Awakening. They're calling it the Broken Realms, and it's starting off with Marathi and the Daughters of Cain. Now, as I've read it, the initial impression that, this is just going to be a bunch of stories. It is. There is going to be lore, a whole bunch of free short free short stories and such like that we saw with Psychic Awakening. There's going to be new models and new rules for gameplay, so watch for that, and we're definitely going to be watching for it as I am diving more and more into Age of Sigmar. So, but let's talk about this article real quick here that I feel personally, hey, good morning, Text Wargamer, I feel personally attacked by Games Workshop. 7 signs you're a Warhammer, you are Warhammer obsessed. All right, you describe colors with the names of Citadel paints. Yes. I'm very guilty of that. Very, very guilty of that. But it's not just Citadel paints. I also do it with my Pro Acryl Monument hobbies. No worries, Texas Wargamer. No worries. So, real quick, Texas Wargamer, before I move on, after the show's over, if you want to go back and watch the first 20 minutes, I talked about Mystique and Cyclops. I showed their character cards for the Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we talked very briefly about Luke Skywalker, the exclusive special edition model that's coming out in November. All right. So, anyways, describe colors with the names of Citadel paints. Yes, I also do it with my Monument paints as well. Yeah, I get that. Now this one, I think I'm pretty sure the vast majority of us are guilty of, for sure. If you play Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, anything Games Workshop related, and you don't have at least one box of unopened stuff, or you guys, I don't know. I kind of doubt it. It seems to be like the thing, the pile of potential, as Texas Wargamer calls it. You have more unopened boxes of models in your wardrobe than clothes. Now, no, that's not totally true, but I've got about a 6 foot, not 6 foot, I got about a 4.5 foot tall stack of stuff over here in the corner. It's not just Warhammer stuff and models. I mean, it's majority models. In fact, one big box is nothing but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Kickstarter game models, and then I've got massive stack of Super Dungeon Explorer and tons of, yeah, okay, that's me. Most of it has been open though, because I'm like I have a hard time just holding on to stuff. But yeah, that feel a little attacked. This one, most certainly, you always check twice before taking a drink. I don't know how many times, guys, and this year alone, that I have reached over and cleaned my paintbrush in my drinking cup. Especially if I have my cup of coffee here in the morning. I don't know how many times I've done that. And, or I think only twice. It could be 3 times, but I think only twice have I ever drank the water, my paint water, my paint washing water. Most of the time, I usually rinse off the brush in my drinking cup, and then when I go to get the point back, when I put the brush in my mouth, that's when I realize, like, why does my paint water taste like raspberry lemonade? Crap. I just cleaned it off in there, which is usually not too bad. I mean, none of the paint I'm using is toxic, so, but it's like, God dang it, John. But yeah, that's why I usually have like one tall cup, and then I have my water cups. I'm now in kind of in a nice routine where here, and then I've got to reach over to get my drink. I've kind of fixed that mostly. All right. You saw family disputes with a roll off. This one's not so much, but we definitely have, I wouldn't say family disputes, but when we've gone out with friends, like, hey guys, where are we going to go eat? I don't know, roll 6-sider. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to, Super Yummy for sushi and Chinese, or 4, 5, or 6, we're going to Juanita's for the most delicious Mexican food in Houston, by the way. Juanita's over on Luetta and Lakewood Forest, I believe. Oh, the best salsa ever. Oh, God, I might have to get a pint for this weekend. Sorry. Oh, man, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we've done stuff like that. We've diced off, and I'm sure some other, especially you hardcore gamers, you've probably diced off. You RPGers, we know all the time. Hey guys, what do we want pizza? I don't know. All right, dice off. Whoever's got however many even rolls we get, we're getting pepperoni and sausage. Odd rolls, we're getting supreme. That sort of thing. Okay, that's legit. I don't know about family disputes, but your pets are named after Warhammer characters. I don't have a pet, but I feel like I'm getting to a point where I would like to get one, and I think, and we're trying to find out if I can qualify for a therapy dog or cat. So if that all works out, then I'm going to get one. It'd be really cool. Never name a pet Magnus. Nam says, if this was Star Wars, I would feel attacked. Yeah. You know, basically, you could plug and play your favorite hobby and just pull Warhammer out. If you're a big comic books fan, you know how it is. I probably would. My last 2 pets, I did not name after that. I named them after some characters from a different book, but same theory applies. Rogaldorn, the hamster in his iron cage, or Celestine, a bird. Yeah, I could see that. You butter your toast with a mold line remover. I'm not going to say I've done this with a mold line remover because I haven't bought that, but I will say I have cut food before with my hobby knife because I didn't have a knife on hand, so I've turned around and sat there and literally it was chicken, and I used that to cut. Oh well, I don't care. I've used my tools for stuff like that. Yes. Let's see here. Your car has a bumper sticker. No, this one's not for me. I don't put bumper stickers on. The X-Acto knife, Texas Wargamer. I use my X-Acto knife. Texas Wargamer is like, did I use my X-Acto knife or the mini saw? X-Acto knife. I've used the X-Acto knife. I don't put bumper stickers on, but maybe you guys do. Your car is a bumper sticker that reads my other car is a Land Raider. maybe if I was like my teens and 20s, and I would do something like that, but I don't want to devalue my car. I'm just not a big fan of bumper stickers. So it's all cool. This is all cool stuff, and it's kind of in kind of let you guys know, Warhammer Day is here tomorrow. If you guys can see in this picture, that Terminator Chaplain and Terminator Chaplain in Terminator armor is going to be available tomorrow. Most friendly local game stores only have access to 5. Your Warhammer and Games Workshop stores, that'll be a different story. So if you want that model, I think they're $35 or $40, probably $40. It's your chance to get it. But you can go in. There's going to be other celebration stuff they're going to be doing there. So just go and have some fun, grab some freebies, maybe buy some stuff, help out your local friendly local gaming store. Atomic Hobby Shop in Cypress, Texas. You guys hear me talk about them all the time. It's because it's my go-to store. They, tomorrow, Saturday, besides all the new releases they're going to be having for, well, everything, Necromunda, Warcry, Adeptus Titanicus, all that's going to be available tomorrow, especially if you pre-ordered, and then new pre-orders are going to pop up tomorrow. But they're also doing a Halloween party tomorrow, so there's a lot going on. Make sure you go by your local store, guys, and support them. Wear your masks, but just support them. All right. I talked about Broken Realms. All right, so... Okay, we're doing, Infinite Void. We're doing good on time here. So let's do a little sneak peek. This will be the last thing, and then we'll close down shop. Before I move on, tonight, and I'll get the advertisement up here. Tonight, 7:30 p.m., we're going to be painting the new, or not new, but Robotech models you have not seen yet from Kids Logic. We're going to be going into there and doing some paint and chatting, and I'll show off some of the models I've already done so we can all be super excited and ooh and ah and be amazed at my ability to paint. I don't know where I'm going with that. Text Wargaming, that was the other thing I talked about. Sorry. Yes, Broken Realms is a whole new series. I don't know if it's from Soul Wars. I think it's the next. It's basically their launching point for the next series. What Broken Realms is looking like, it's the start of, basically it's the Psychic Awakening for Age of Sigmar. We'll have more on it later, but there's going to be new models, new stories, new rules coming down the line. What all this means, don't know yet. They're teasing us, but to me right now, it looks like Psychic Awakening. All right, so let's talk about some rules. Now, as I've said before, I don't know where all these pictures came from. I don't know who the original owners are. Full credit to them. I'm not claiming ownership of that. So let's get that out there. So Deathwatch supplement comes out tomorrow. Goes on pre-order tomorrow. Comes out on the 6th. Yes, on November 6th. So, but I've got some sneak peeks. We're going to take a look at it and ooh and ah, and then that's it. All right, so we got special ammunition is still in. Now, some of these images could be of the old codex or the new codex. They could be deep fakes, so take it with a grain of salt. So, Dragonfire bolts, this is the special ammunition that Deathwatch is very well known for. Dragonfire bolts, each time attack is made with the weapon. With this special ammunition, the target doesn't get the benefits of cover from the attack. That's cool. Hellfire rounds, as long as you are not attacking a vehicle or something with Titanic keyword, you add 1 to the attack's wound rolls. Very nice. That means if normally you're going to wound on a 4, now you're going to wound on a 3, for those of you not familiar with the way this works. Kraken bolts, each time you use this, add 6 inches to the range characteristic and improve the armor penetration by 1. So if it's a 30-inch range, -1 AP weapon. Now it's a 36-inch range weapon and -2 AP. That's really good, especially if you've got Deathwatch intercessors with Stalker pattern bolt rifles. Now you've got 36-inch range, or no, I think now you got 42-inch range, -2 damage weapons, if I remember the statistics for the Stalker bolt rifle. Not too shabby, if that's how that works. And it is cumulative with the armor penetration from the combat doctrine. So If you understand the combat doctrines at different times during the game, you can increase the armor penetration value of certain weapons. So, Vengeance rounds is the last one. Each time an attack is made with the weapon firing the special ammunition, add 1 to the damage characteristic of that attack. So, even if you didn't soup up your say, Stalker pattern bolt rifles, as I was talking about, to get them farther range and better AP, they already have, I think, a -2 AP, so that would be -3. You could leave them alone at 36-inch range, -2 AP, but now make them 3 damage. It's not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. So, real quick, we're going to talk. I'm not going to be showing you everything, guys, just for the sake of not getting in trouble. And once again, I don't know who provided what images or who the original authors are. I already mentioned at the beginning of the show, possibility who they are. So we got a variety of teams that you can build, and we'll show off some of the teams here in a bit, but they're basically keeping the same feel that you build these different types of kill teams, and the different kill teams have different battlefield roles. So one we'll go over right now is the Führer, bad guy from World War II. The Führer, each time a model in the unit makes an attack against an enemy unit that are troop choices, like so you're attacking a troop battlefield role, you get to reroll the wound rolls for of a 1 for the attack. It's not too bad. I don't know how many people are actually going to be doing that, because most wound stuff, most troops are like 1 or 2 wounds. I mean, they're really easy to wound. Now, if you select the troops battlefield role for the Xenos Hunter chapter tactic, each time a model in this unit makes an attack against an enemy unit with the battlefield roll, you can re-roll the wound roll. Now, that would be pretty good. I'll get to you in just 1 second, Texas Wargamer, before I move on. I want to go over one more. Indomitus is another one. Each time a model in this unit attack, basically, if you're not familiar, all the different Death Watch teams has a specific role. Dominus is attacking elites. Venator is attacking fast attack or flyers. There's another one that attacks heavy support. Another one that goes after HQ. So basically, you're getting the ability to re-roll your chances to wound. Let me pull this image off. I'm going to get the next one up, and I'm going to read what Texas Wargamer says. So if a model has a special rule that says, as if though this unit were in cover, and you attack them with an ignore cover weapon, since the other unit is not using cover but a special rule instead, do they still get the benefit, or does the weapon neutralize their special rule? I would say they're treat them as if they were in cover. I would say that weapon would neutralize the rule, because it's not that because they're treated as being, hey, we're in cover. And the point to these weapons that ignore cover, like, say, a flame, look at it this way. Do you get the cover benefits from flame weapons? Before you didn't. I don't know about 9th edition. I don't have a copy of the rule book. But I would say, yes, Texas Wargamer, the weapon would neutralize that special rule. As of right now, I'll look into it. But yes, I would say you would neutralize that. That special rule. They would lose the ability to have cover. All right, so it's hard to read here. I think this one wasn't off of a certain Spike-like bit website, but I know that they have a similar image. And so what they're doing here is breaking down what you need for these different teams, what war gear option, what's the minimum that you have to have in the team, the war gear options, the special abilities, and what keywords, everything else that goes along with the teams. Like the Spectre's kill team, it looks like it's one infiltrator sergeant and 4 infiltrators. And then from there, you can add any of the 5 of the following models. You can add more infiltrators, you can add incursors, you can add reavers, and you can add eliminators. So you can add up to 5 more models of one of those right there. But you always have to have 5 infiltrators. That's it. That's the minimum. And then the kill team, any Reaver can have their combat blade replaced with 1 bolt carbine. Eliminators can replace their bolt sniper rifle with a las fuel, kind of a common normal thing. Their special abilities, the Omni Scrambler ability only applies while there are any infiltrators or infiltrator sergeants in the unit. So once all 5 of those guys are dead, you lose your Omni Scrambler ability. The multi-spectrum array ability only applies as long as there is an incursor in the team, which means that it's applying to everybody, which is really good. And the Terror Troops ability only applies while there is a Reaver in the unit. That's good. I mean, this is the type of thing that you're going to see everywhere. On the other side, I'm not going to go through all these, but like the Indomitor kill team is basically you're going to take a 5-man heavy intercessor squad. You can add more heavy intercessors, aggressors, inceptors, and or eradicators, up to 5 of those guys from those 4 different choices. And then they've got the same loadouts, everything that you can normally do, and their abilities and whatnot. So that's what makes this really cool, is that you get to mix and match. Now, when it comes to the Primaris teams, you are always going to have 5 guys of one type. So heavy intercessors, infiltrators, intercessors, probably assault intercessors, and incursors. And then, of course, the regular Death Watch team, which we'll show here in a little bit, which allows you to take a variety of veterans. But this is basically, when it comes to the Primaris units in Death Watch that we've seen since the last book in 8th edition, you always have to have a 5-man team, and then you add in the specialists. That's just how they operate, which is pretty cool, because that's a little bit closer to kind of modern day special ops teams. They usually have a bunch of riflemen, your basic guys, and then that's when you start adding in specialists. You got your comm specialists, you got your explosive, you got your long range, like your sniper, you have your support weapon, like usually like a mini-me or a 249 saw, usually mini-me for spec operators and special operations type units, because 249 is too big, but a mini-me is nice to have. It's basically just a smaller, lighter weight gun. At any rate, lighter weight 249. So moving on, let's see, what have I shown here? Did I jump? Nope, let's jump to here. Some Warlord tactics. I'm not gonna really go over these, but I'll go over one. Paragon of their chapter. You select, basically you can replace all instances of that chapter's keyword on the Warlord trait with Death Watch. So basically you can go, well, my Warlord is from Crimson Fist, and you can take the Crimson Fist or the Flesh Terror, Black Templar Warlord trait. And there are ways to take multiple Warlord traits. So that's kind of a cool thing. So you can get your chapter's Warlord trait, and you can secure your and still use the Warlord trait for Death Watch. It's not too bad. That's really good, actually, because now that just adds on a crap ton more. Let's see here. Vigilance Incarnate. You select one friendly core unit within range of 6 of your Warlord. Each time you do, select one battlefield roll until the start of your next command phase. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack against an enemy unit with that battlefield roll, reroll a wound roll of 1. Basically, you can... so like if you have these different teams that are designed to go after, say, troops or elites or heavies, if you got your Warlord nearby, you can take that unit that's dedicated to only wiping out, or that's dedicated to wiping out, say, troops, and there's no troops around them, but there's plenty of heavies nearby. Well, now you can give them that ability. Basically, you're boosting them up with the Vigilance Incarnate, and now they can basically switch to that role, which is pretty good. Pretty good. So they've got a lot of cool abilities. Like I said, I'll get the rest of these up today, so you guys can look through them in earnest. Just like this stuff right here, I'm not going to show you everything, but this is what rules and point-wise is in the supplement. I was a little concerned at first because I was like, where the heck are the Primaris Marines? It's because the Primaris Marines are in the main codex. What's not in the main codex are these specific Death Watch units. So we've got 3 named characters plus the Watchmaster. So we got Watch Captain Artemis, very famous character. It's been around for a very, very long time. It's got a very awesome audio drama. Codicier Natorian, he comes in the Kill Team Cassius box. And we've got Chaplain Cassius, of course. Those are the named characters that are going to be in there. They've got our 1 troop choice, but you do have multiple troop choices just in this supplement. There's only that 1 troop choice, which is the Death Watch Veteran Squad and how to make it. How many Black Shields, how many veterans, and then a massive list of gear you can customize everybody in. The Death Watch Terminator Squad, same thing. Veteran Bike Squad, and the Corvus Black Star. Everything that's in there. Now, here is something that's interesting, is that if you want to make those special kill teams, like I was talking about, the Venator, the Führer, the Dominus, it does cost points, anywhere from 25 to 35 points. So once you build that team, you are going to have an extra tax onto that team, because you are building a team and you're adding on all these special abilities. And that right there is mainly designed for the special kill teams that are going to be the Primaris ones. So there is going to be a 25 to 35 point tax, but considering the special abilities that you get to have and the mixed units you get to have, 25 to 35 points is not too bad, especially when you get to benefit from all the different special rules. I think it's worth it, but I don't know I won't know until we actually get some gameplay in. So, and I think what's the last thing? Oh, nope, that's Skywalker. That's it. Awesome sauce. So, I mean, that's not too bad, guys. That's some really good stuff so far, what we're seeing. It looks like they're going to be costly to run, and you're going to be putting yourself at a lot of risk, especially once you breach that 5-man unit size, especially for those special kill teams. If you start adding in other specialized members beyond the initial 5 guys, like 5 infiltrators, 5 intercessors, and whatnot, you increase that power level. And by increasing that power level and increasing that squad size, you are now making them more effective, but you're also giving potential more points and better killingness for your opponent. It's a trade-off. You're giving them a bit of an advantage, and you're getting a little bit more of an advantage, but you're giving them an advantage in scoring, like a guarantee. Like if they can wipe you out, that's it. They're getting more value out of it. I don't know. That's going to be up for you guys to decide. I'm a big fan of Death Watch. You guys know I've done over 400. 500, 355, 455, 555, 650. I've done over 655 Death Watch Marines since 2011. That's since 2011. I don't know how many I did prior to 2011, but I'm just starting with 2011. I've got a thing for Death Watch. I'm not doing them anymore because I've done them. Done them. Now it's Carcharodons and Iron Snakes, but I can hear the siren song of the Death Watch singing out to me. I hear her calling, and I keep looking over here to the side. There's no Death Watch over here, but I'm like, oh man, I want to dive in so bad, but I've got plenty of projects I'm going to be working on. I've got my own projects. I'm finishing up Robotech, and then next week is Gazgul and Thousand Suns for an Orc player. And then after that, for a Thousand Suns player, Magnus the Red, I am doing World Eaters. It's 2020. It's only in 2020 would a major Orc player want me to paint Thousand Suns, and a major Thousand Suns player want me to paint World Eaters. The world is flipped. I don't know what's going on right now. And heck, I don't even want to do Death Watch. I mean, I want to, but I'm not going to do Death Watch. So 2020 in a nutshell. All right, so tonight on HAVOKMKR Studio, I'm going to put this up here while I check out the chat. We will be doing Robotech models. We're going to be doing the Commander or Officer Battle Pod, and we're going to be doing the VF1J. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's not armored fighter, but it's the regular Veritech Battleoid, but with the space boosters and such. So we'll be doing those tonight, and that'll be it for that project. And then next week is Gazgal, and we'll be working on Ahriman from Thousand Suns next week. So that's going to be really fun because it's a lot of different colors. I want to get through Gazgal because, I mean, it's a cool-ass model, but I want to get past the darker colors, and I want to dive right in to Ahriman because I've been really, thanks to Marvel Crisis Protocol, really loving these brighter colors. And then once that's done, like I said, we'll be diving right into World Eaters for Magnus the Red. Let that sink in. And we've got a Drag Queen Vampire model I still got to find for a friend that is playing. They are playing 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade, and they want me to get a model and paint it up so they have a representation on the tabletop. So, yes, Texas Wargamer, Gazgal, Mother, Daka, Thraka. Yes, we've already started his body. The body is probably one day away from, or one show from being done. And then the next show will be his arms. That'll be next Wednesday. And then Friday of next week, we'll be starting Ahriman. We might even finish Ahriman just because, it's going to be so much fun. All right, I'm going to get going. You guys have yourself a wonderful Friday. And if you guys get a chance, swing by Atomic Hobby Shop this weekend to get some goodies. There's going to be treats, probably costume contest, and of course all their new stuff that's going to be going on. And their pre-orders for Games Workshop product for next week. That's like the Death Watch, the Space Wolves. They're all going to be going on pre-order tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow. Or go to your other, whatever your other friendly local game store is. So like Fat Ogre Games and Comics up in the Woodlands. You got Asgard Games and Goldmine down south. Eden Games and Hobbies over in Humble. So and Board and Brew over, I think they're basically in Humble. Or they might be in, I'm not sure what part of the city they're in. They might just be in actually Houston proper. Regardless, go to your friendly local game store, guys. Help them out first before you order online or big box store. Call in, make your order, do your pre-orders. I always say Atomic Hobby Shop because they do 10% off pre-orders. That right there takes care of your taxes, guys. It takes care of the taxes. So pre-order from them. Actually, it takes care of the taxes plus a little bit of extra. 10%. Because taxes here in Texas is like 8%. So you're saving 10%. So you're saving actually a little bit more money. And you're getting the guarantee that you're going to get the product. I'm just saying. Save yourself some money, especially in this economic downturn that we're having. All right. I'm going to get going because I've been on way too long. These shows have been... I might have to start breaking these morning shows up into like 15 to 20-minute segments. But there's so much to digest unless I start doing the shows every day, which... I might have to. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, my name is John. This is FNP Morning Show for FNP Wargamers. I'll see you tonight on HAVOKMKR Studio on Twitch, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you shop local. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Little hand sanitizer. Social distance. Let's get through this, guys and gals. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're going to get through it. Probably after the election, all of a sudden we're going to have the cure. And our stimulus checks, everything's just going to all of a sudden drop after the election. All right. Have yourself a wonderful Friday. Great talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Monday or tonight on HAVOKMKR Studio.